off when it's the shite films and then it's time for the good films.
Go with whatever's natural. I mean, if that's how you feel, Kyle, is that how you feel?
I think it's a good way to start this podcast off because you will listen. And I think we should just draw attention to the fact that our currently regular guest, Mr. Paul Wilson, aka Dubs, jumps on and off for films that he thinks are going to be good versus films that he thinks are going to be shite. And I think that he should take the shite with the good or the good with the bad, whatever way you want to spin it.
Did you say
I don't really see an issue
or not?
One at a time, please, guys.
I don't really see an issue. I actually wish I could do that, but unfortunately I can't. So all the power to him.
No, I was just going to say, did he say he'd watched this film or not before? I couldn't remember if he just said he couldn't have ordered a second watch, or if he just looked at the review and thought
I
this.
can wholeheartedly, 110% put my mortgage on it that Paul Wilson will not give this film any second of his life.
Yeah.
Apart from listening to this podcast about it.
Yeah, well, Paul, we know you are listening, so when ever it's a shite movie, it's typically when Burnsie picks it, that you should jump on and share the experience with us.
Sorry I don't speak moron as well as you, but let me try.
What the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
It's a moron. That's not against the law.
Gun! You fucking moron!
Dressed up like Batman.
Because he is Batman, you moron.
What are you, a fucking moron?
You moron. Drop dead. Moron.
Whoa!
Up here, you morons.
Stepping morons like yourself.
Me down, you moron! Hey, moron!
Bid you farewell and good luck, morons. Bye.
Because this shite movie we are talking about this week is a Netflix original movie.
You were documentary there.
I was going to say documentary. It's a true life documentary movie, which would have been all over the fucking news if that did actually happen. This. We are talking about Murder Mystery. No, not the most recent second one. We are talking about the first one. A New York cop and his wife go on a European vacation to re-spark their marriage. But they end up getting framed and on the run for the death of an elderly billionaire. Jesus fucking Christ. And to make it even worse, it's starring Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Burnsie, you picked this. This is your type of movie. We had discussed an amazing movie last week in The Road that you shat all over. So let's get your thoughts and feelings on Murder Mystery before we then, the rest of us hopefully, shite all over it.
Aye, so I think I know what way this is going to go.
What gave you that hint?
No, even before we came, well, I think one or two of you made comments about the film before it, but after me watching it myself, I can't really even defend it that much. Like, it is my kind of film, so I'm not obviously going to be slandering it as much as I expect some of you will, but I think it sounds better with the wee synopsis you've gave there, Kel, than what it actually was. Like, I think it's got a bit of cheat calling it a comedy mystery film because I don't know about you, but I didn't think there was much comedy in this at all.
Because when I'm looking at it here, it's got tagged as action, comedy, crime, mystery.
Like, I mean, it was
it's none of the above.
Like, I quite enjoyed them trying to find out who the killer was, that kind of stuff. That's like the murder investigation. That's what I enjoyed, but that's not what the film says you're getting on when you read the synopsis about it. I was expecting to be laughing and finding scenes funny and whatever else, but I can't even think of one scene where I burst out laughing. There might have been like few smells or sniggers or whatever, but that's completely a lot for this. Like, the reason obviously I picked it was I'm sure it's not related to Knives Out or Glass Onion, is it? It's more just that I looked at it and thought it was like that kind of genre, and I thought obviously I enjoyed both of those two, so I thought this could be perfect for me. But compared to these two, it's obviously not on the same level whatsoever. As this, like, I'm sure I read recently that I don't know if you'll be able to tell me this more, but Was there not rumours that Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler like had a lot of chemistry, and there was rumours that they were getting together and stuff like that, and they had a lot of chemistry on scene and things? Like, I didn't think they actually had a lot of chemistry in this film at all.
I would hope not in the set of this film, considering Adam Sandler's wife is actually a cameo in this film.
Oh, is he married? I didn't even know that. You see, I thought both of them were now single, but
No,
I haven't got that point.
I don't think there's been any stories about them like being a couple, but they're certainly they're like good pals. They're in quite a lot of films together. There's more than that. There's quite a few that are together.
Right, maybe that's where I've got mixed up. It was just an article I read, but I didn't think even they were that special together. Like, I think it was more the story that intrigued me. Like, I think as well the start of the film's a bit weird because the background doesn't really fit in with the rest of the story that much. I know there's obviously the ending point where he's got his pal back at the police that helps him, but it goes in a completely different direction, and it doesn't really make much sense to where the film leads. I don't really think. And like from the very start of the film, I don't know if this is because we've watched how Knives Out and Glass Onion, but I was quite sure that Gemma Arterton was going to be involved in the killings for the very start because she leaves the room. I thought that was a massive giveaway, but I don't know if that's because the other two films that I've mentioned before, how it's been something to do with the unexpected, and then that's always the way they're going. Whereas I knew it wasn't going to just be like the sun or any of that, something not obvious. So they always wanted to be someone less obvious, but for me that was kind of, because she leaves the room, that was the obvious way it was going to go. So that was a bit of disappointment how it turns out that she's very involved in it. Didn't really haven't got pieced together, but also like considering like Jennifer Aniston's a hairdresser, she seems as if she's really involved in it and is probably as good at solving the crime as what Adam Sandler is. But
they make it because she reads these books that are about European mysteries, that she knows all about European mysteries.
And I think it leans quite well into how obviously Adam Sandler's lied to her about becoming a detective, because even if you didn't know that, you'd be watching the film, you're kind of like, this boy can't be a detective. He's pretty useless whenever he's trying to, like, at certain scenes, try to like solve the crime or whatever. He came across a bit of a donut, I thought, at times. I think it's just really average for me. Like, I didn't notice watching the film there's going to be a bit of Formula One, so that was a wee bonus for me. But because I only just saw the really brief synopsis that Kel read. It was just, I think I was going through Netflix and just it was Netflix. As I just literally read the wee first line and then picked it from there. That was everything. All the only reason I picked it really. I did think, as I say, I thought it was quite interesting in terms of all the scenes and how it was quite long-winded to try and get to the bottom of it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's definitely not. I feel bad for you having to actually watch this, to be honest, because it's something that fitted perfectly for me, and I'm not even saying it's that good. So I can imagine whereas obviously if I was watching, go back to the last film that we watched when we watched The Road, as I was saying, that wasn't my genre, but I could appreciate it, whereas this isn't probably some of your genre, and it's not a good film either. So I think you're going to like say it's probably one of the worst films you've ever watched.
Daniel, what are you chuckling at?
What do you think I'm chuckling at?
Genre?
I'll let you say.
I didn't even click on it. I said it wrong.
Oh, it's definitely not my genre of film either.
I just caught Daniel with a wee chuckle under his breath there, and I thought I'm going to address that. I think for this film, Burnsie, it's one of those films that it just assumes that the person watching it is thick as fuck, and you've got no idea what's going on, and it's going to be this really, really clever twist that nobody sees coming. And it's just a rough watch. I think Adam Sandler in these types of films, where he's playing this comedic role nowadays, is really tough to watch. Like, you go back and watch his old classics like Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, watch them now and they're even particularly tough to watch. Stick to, like, make more films like Uncut Gems where you're actually fantastic in it. And I just feel like this was really, really forced. Like, they've got a big cast in it. They've spent obviously a lot of money in it. Netflix have invested in it. Most Netflix owned films are shite anyway. But I found myself thinking, I'm not even interested in what the twist's going to be here. Like, it was just so far-fetched. And it's funny because I watched this thinking, I think I've seen this before. And I think I watched this back when we first watched, what was it even called? The Glass Onion, the first one. What was it called?
Nice out.
Nice out, yeah.
Knives Out. So when we done Knives Out, Sarah and her friends had decided to try and replicate us guys with a movie club of their own. And I think they managed 2 movies before they actually shot it and gave up on it. And one of them was Murder Mystery. And I remember watching it in the background while she was watching it and thinking, this is just like any other type of film of this ilk. They're all very, very samey and similar. And Knives Out does a much better job than what this one does. There's one scene that stuck in my mind, and I was pissing myself laughing at it, but not because anything funny happened. But I believe, is it the F1 driver that gets shot in the arm? Who is it that gets shot in the shoulder, shot in the arm?
When?
I don't remember.
It's a very memorable scene for you guys, obviously. But one of them gets shot in the arm or the shoulder, and the actual police detective who's there at that point goes instantly towards him and checks his pulse. And I thought, Jesus Christ, guys, he's got shot in the arm. He's no deed. But they go straight for him and check his pulse, and I'm like, oh, that was rough. And I don't know why that stuck in my mind as being like, that's really annoyed me.
I mean, there's a lot of annoying aspects of this film. Like it's like you have compared it to Knives Out, which I expected to happen, right? And I didn't even like that. Like, I thought that was aimed at thick people, and this is aimed at fucking like super thick people, like that just do not want to pay attention to anything. Like you sort of described all the genres that it can come under, like mystery, so mystery, action, comedy, right? See if it had leaned into one of those and done it quite well, it would have been, might have been all right and passable, right? But it's neither funny, nor was there much of a mystery, nor was there much action. Like it's just like really poor, awkward dialogue. And do you know what actually annoys me? And I'm going to go on a bit of a rant about this in general romantic comedies, right? Why do they present all married couples as just no liking each other? Like, the two of them are not compatible for the start. Like
at the very start, she's chatting up and up. She's basically looks as if she's going to end up with that other loaded guy. I can't remember his name for the film. Like when she's wearing the first class part of the plane or whatever class it is, or
like she really doesn't seem to care about him in any way. And well, they're just together because they've been together for ages, and that's what seems to happen in these films. Is they go, oh, it's better just to be miserable together. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, who cares about anything else? And it just really annoys. It makes me not want to get behind any of these couples in these films, and this one does it as well.
Daniel, just on a point here, do you recall what you scored the original Knives Out movie?
Under a 1.
The reason I'm asking is a direct quote from you, and I did a bit of a Sean investigation backtrack through the chat here, like he'd stitched me up with a while back. As I had a look, and we were discussing Knives Out in the chat back in January the 21st, 2021, just so you can go back and check it yourself. And you said, and I quote, the Adam Sandler one is genuinely 10 times better.
Oh, yeah. They're both shite. They're both terrible films.
I did have a look just quickly, Daniel. I did have a look because I was looking to just out of curiosity to see what I'd scored Glass Onion before earlier on.
Right.
Because I was like, I want to see how I knew I liked it, but how high I scored it. You gave Glass Onion a 0.25.
I hated it. I really did hate it.
So does that make this a 2.25 for you?
That would be compared to that. I'm gonna obviously lean on the fact that I was exaggerating for the effect. But the reason, and I'm going to stick with scoring this slightly higher than Glass Onion, is because it's less insulting. Right? See, if you're watching an Adam Sandler film, you expect it to be stupid and you expect it to be shite. Glass Onion tried to present itself as being better than this, and it wasn't any better than this. It just had bigger names in it. Just the same shitty story with the same shitty dialogue. Like, these types of films are just fucking garbage. Like, I hate them. And this one tries to be funny, which Glass Onion also sort of tried to be funny. And none of them are funny or mysterious. So
I don't think it tried to be funny. That's what confused me. I didn't really even... There wasn't any scenes that I'm like, oh, I should be laughing at this.
Exactly.
It's just Sandler with shitty quips, like when he goes and finds his wife in the plane and she's sitting in the first class, ridiculously big bit, and he's just sitting making stupid little jokes, and I'm like, they're not funny at all. Like, I think he's never really developed that comedy from when we were in our early teens, where that he might have said something slightly inappropriate that we thought was really funny 20 years ago, whereas he still does the same jokes now. They just don't land as well. And he's probably on a tighter leash of what he can actually say compared to what he could do back then as well, which makes it even worse.
I think as well for me, Kyle, is like when he was obviously when he was younger and he was in sort of similar films, like you mentioned Happy Gilmore, or like I'd also watched Billy Madison and he was in that as well. And that when he's that much younger, the jokes that he's making sort of land maybe better because you're thinking, like, because how he looks on the screen, whereas because he's also a lot older and you're thinking, if he told the same kind of jokes, you'd be thinking that's just a bit weird. Whereas, so like if he did this film when he was, I don't know what age he was now, and say it was like mid-20s or 30-year-old or whatever, then I might have maybe found him better because of who you're seeing on the screen. But because obviously he's a lot older now, then it feels a bit weird when somebody's trying to make the sort of jokes that you're just like, yeah, that's not really funny.
No, I'm with you. Sean, had you seen this one before?
No, I hadn't. I thought it was pretty poor, just kind of really the same as yours. I didn't find it funny at all. I found the characters to be horrendous, especially the kind of, I can't remember his name, but he was the boy. He was like the kind of Arab boy, and he had this like
aye,
London accent. That was genuinely, man, I wanted to punch my TV when he started talking. Like he was doing the bowing thing, and then he was like, "All right, bruv." I'm like, "Fucking," that was a bit more Welsh, but I just find them absolutely horrendous. Just on Adam Sandler though, like, why does he need to change anything? He's going to be a multi-millionaire for stupid films like this, because people do watch them. People will go back and watch his older films. You're absolutely right. He hasn't really moved on with his comedy in terms of like over time. He's got the easiest job in the world. He gets to write films that aren't that funny, and he gets paid millions for it. Like, why should he change anything really? I don't see why he should if he's getting that money. It's just there's obviously a market for it, because I believe there's a second film with this, but I found it just dead weak. Like, I didn't care about who'd done it. At least in Knives Out, it went into more in depth with the customers. Fucking hell. Went in more in depth with the characters. Obviously, had to kind of sit down interviews and stuff like this. Whereas this was just like as soon as the person's been shot, they turn and they start eating food straight away. Like, I know it's like a comedy and all that, and it's not meant to be serious, but that's just beyond ridiculous. Like, I just thought it was really, really pish. And like, I didn't really feel like there was like, usually in these kind of films, like there's going to be like a twist and things like that. Whereas like, I never really felt like there was a twist here. I didn't ever feel like they had solved it until they turned it to be his daughter. I just thought it was really, really poor. Like that, it's meant to be a comedy, which is meant to be funny. The only bit that I laughed out loud at was when David Williams turned up, because I wasn't expecting him to be in it. That was literally, and that was just me laughing because David Williams was in the film. There was no joke or anything made to it. It was just, I just found it really, really shit. And like, I did like Knives Out and stuff like that. But Knives Out is 10 times better than this. 10 times, it's not even close. And there's
I was just going to add there, it's like, I think before I picked this, I was planning on giving you Murder Mystery 2 to watch, but I don't think I would even put you through that. So, being let off the. I did see as well that it must have came up fairly recently that Jay Mick had said that he'd watched Murder Mystery 2, and he said that it's shiter than Murder Mystery 1 as well. So, I don't know if Murder Mystery 2 is based on that.
Let's avoid this. Just in terms of, I was trying to see there how much like this made, but obviously it's not been a box office movie. It's been direct to Netflix. But it says here that in the first 4 weeks of the movie being released on Netflix, and based on a viewing metric of 70% of the movie being watched, there was 73 million households that watched this in the first 4 weeks.
Was that no
That's
lot?
like a different version. I've literally got like 3 lines of trivia for this, and that's just a variation of one of them. So I can give you the other set of numbers that I had for viewing figures for this. But for what essentially this broke on Netflix's first viewing record when it came out, is it over 30 million accounts. So you say you've got 4 people, like if you could get that over 30 million accounts, that's essentially people paying their £10 a month. I'd be fucking. See, with Netflix again, be shite because I'm on my missus's fucking login and I'm not in the same house as her. And I can't fucking watch it, and I'm getting served tweet like this. They can honestly get the fuck.
How drink I feel like I always have Kyle stuff for that, and I can't even do that anymore.
You get your hand in your very deep pockets, Burnsie.
I've got a 3-month deal for Sky free of charge, so I'm alright.
Nice. You should take note of Get the Fuck Netflix, or Netflix can Get the Fuck, or whatever Hunter just said there. For podcast names. Oh, it's fucking bad this the way. Like, it's so fucking bad. Like, and do you know the one thing that they don't explain? Everything's very, very fucking simple, right? But they never actually get to the point of why were they invited on the boat in the first place, right? Because it wasn't part of the plan for any of the folk that were involved in the crime. Right, so
no,
that guy genuinely just like took 2 random cunts on so that they could be there when the exposition of the film was explained to the dummies that were fucking watching. Like, you didn't actually know who any of these characters were apart from what the guy came in and went, "You're this and you're that and you're this guy, you're that guy." It was like you might as well just open the box of Cluedo and read out the fucking names on it. Oh, it was
you mean when the billionaire comes in and he basically announces who everybody is? Is that what you mean?
Aye, so it's just exposition, right? They can't be bothered writing a story, so they just have a guy in the story come in, tell you who everybody is, and then die, and then that's all the character development that you need.
Aye, not only has he came out and just said who everyone is, but also then aired out the grievance everyone would have with killing him as well.
Yes, this is who you are, and this is why you might want to kill me. This is who you are, and this is why you might want to kill me. Right, now just watch Adam Sandler eat some food for 5 minutes. It's fucking terrible. Like, it's so bad. I can't even fucking get over how shit a film it is. But have any of you seen the episode of South Park where Cartman turns into a robot and gives Hollywood ideas for films?
Is it the Awesome thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a robot just turns out ideas for Hollywood, and 75% of them have got Adam Sandler starring in them. It's just like, and this is like one of the things he would have said, like Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. It's like Cluedo, but it's a film. And then they'll go, right, that'll make $1 million, like hundreds of millions of dollars, and they move on. That's what this is. And then they've made another one, and they'll fucking make another Knives Out, just because, and then the fad will die off, and they'll fucking do something else. Shite. I hate all these films.
Bring us in with some of your thoughts, if you want to.
I need to give a nod of respect here, and also I'd aim of sympathy to the real heroes that actually are paying the £10 a month to get served the shit like this, so I can watch it for nothing.
Like your girlfriend.
Yes. Although we're now going to be under the same roof soon enough, so it's now going to be part of that. At least we only paid a £5 towards it then, if it's a shared income. But honestly, I was trying to give it the benefit of doubt so many times in it, but in all honesty, you can't. Like, there's nothing defensible about this film at all. Like, nothing to grab you in. There's nothing, as you said, there's not it tries. It does. Does it even try to be funny? Like, does it try to be thinking that it's just basically Netflix have went, there's a budget. This is what we've got. That's fine. Folk will watch it anyway, and they're right, because all they need to do is put it on Netflix. Folk think they're getting value for money. Oh, it's cheaper than going to the cinema. I'd rather. My Cineworld Unlimited is doing a tenner. I'm going to actually get yourselves out your house, folk, and go to watch actual real new films rather than being force-fed shite that you get for here.
Listen, I'm with here. I'm with you. I've booked 2 tickets for, and I know I mentioned it before the podcast, and I'll say it again just now. But me and the daughter are going to go see The Little Mermaid tomorrow. 2 tickets to the view, cost me £9.98. It's cheaper than Netflix.
Excellent. Well worth it. We need to do a cinema night after that impassioned speech. We need to all get to the cinema together, including you.
Let's go watch Barbie and then Oppenheimer back to back, double bill.
In fact, do you want to do the Barbie Oppenheimer double feature that everyone's doing?
No.
We'll do one, then we'll go for like something to eat and a pint, and then we'll go and do the other one.
No, you do what you want. There's absolutely no danger I'm going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same fucking day. We want to see Barbie.
Well, Daniel, you've still got a couple of movies that you're supposed to have been watching. Have you managed to get yourself onto any of them?
Okay, so the latest update is no.
Just for that.
I did get as far as thinking about watching one of them.
Nice. Well, I was going to bring up a movie when you mentioned South Park earlier, and you were talking about the different movies that are coming based off of that, and I was thinking, God, the writers of South Park done some random movies as well, didn't they? Remember Basketball?
Basketball. Has anyone been to see the Mormon musical? That's them as well. The Book of Mormon.
The one that popped up in my mind, and I thought, guys, if you ever get the time, it was out in 1997, so bear in mind I was only 10 when this came out, and I do recall watching this movie, but if you get the time, the movie, I'll read out the synopsis to you before I give you the name of it. It's naive young Mormon Joe Young is recruited to act in porn movies. Can anyone remember what the movie's called?
No.
The movie is called Orgasmo.
Excellent. They're clever guys like those two. They're fucking very smart.
So Orgasmo's got some famous actors in it. It's obviously got Trey Parker and Matt Stone surprisingly acting as the main cast in it. And there's also got Ron Jeremy. He's in it.
He's a bad man.
See, we was just talking about porn films there. Obviously, I got that IPTV stick recently, and it's got so like when you go on like the video on demand, it's got all your kind of like genres of films in that.
Genres.
And one of the like it's got like action, comedy, all of that, and then at the very bottom it's got XXX Nutflix. So that's quite funny.
I'd rather pay a tenner a month for that, to be honest.
I thought that was quite a cool name for a dirty channel.
Netflix. Not that any of us in here would ever click on anything like that.
No, never.
Sean's had it on the massive telly.
No, it comes up with a continue watching bit. So, like, if I was sitting there with Laurie and she came and watched it, and it would continue watching like whatever was on Netflix. So I know I wouldn't do it.
And should we say you're only 2 minutes further forward than you were yesterday?
It'll be awkward as fuck when I discover it. So it's when they continue watching, but and I've not watched it.
Sean's been watching the same movie for 3 months.
It's a bit weird. But sorry for butting in. I just wanted to tell you that.
No, well, just listen. If you want to add movies into the movies that you'll never ever watch, but you say you will, just like Daniel, add Orgasmo into the mix there if you wanted, guys. And I'm not paying for that one.
It will already be on Netflix for me, so I'm cool.
I'm sorry because I've got it up on IMDb here and it shows little trailer clips here, and there's a scene just popped up where the Mormon Matt Stone or Trey Parker, I don't know which one's what, he's literally doing martial arts fighting to beat up a big gang of people. So it's really a weird film, but enjoy that, guys. I feel like we've had more enjoyment talking about these types of films for the last 3 minutes than we did watching the whole of Murder Mystery.
Oh, it's bad.
Does anyone else have much more they want to say or add to this movie that Burnsie's made us suffer through?
I do have two random ball hairs left of trivia. There was absolutely nothing to find on it, nothing worth a note of reporting back, a bit like the film itself. I don't want to bore you with what
Can I just
was
add
available.
something before you
However,
go into trivia? No.
this one bit of trivia might be of interest to our resident.
No, you can't,
fan.
Burnsy.
No, you
Was
just don't.
the scene with the race start showed actual footage from the 2018 Monaco Grand Prix?
I spotted that, yeah. Well, I didn't know it was
And,
2018, but I knew it was a proper
an actual
Grand
real
Prix
race, aye.
Yeah.
And Gemma Arterton's character, Grace Ballard, cites Sex Machina as her breakout role, a play on the film Ex Machina. However, there is an actual movie which, Sean, you might find on Nutflix called Sex Machina, a Triple X parody dated 2016. So that might be on Netflix.
I'll check that out when we're done here.
You need to get in touch with Nutflix about a sponsorship deal here. I would happily segue into Nutflix every week. Let's call this episode of the podcast Nutflix and see if we can get some attention for them.
Start tagging them and everything.
Aye.
I think the way it works is it's literally just a guy who provides an illegal streaming service is named it that, so it's probably just one man. Unless there is a...
We'll find him, Mr. Nutflix.
He's got money. Burnsie, you were desperately trying to get in there for a little bit of trivia yourself.
No, it wasn't trivia. It was just something I remembered that I didn't go back to rewatch this part, but you know when Adam Sandler's running to try and catch Susie, I think it is the character's name, and he falls over and goes flying into, I can't remember what it is, if it's like a market of some kind or something like that. Does it show in the film that he gets tripped up by the Formula One driver, or does that, I know they refer back to it? Does it show that at the time?
No, it doesn't show it at the time. No, just like in the flashback. It shows it.
I just wondered because I wasn't sure if I'd missed that because obviously I know sometimes when we watched Glass Onion, how remember the bit that you'd said, Daniel, how they'd swapped the glasses, and I think you said you'd spotted that at the time. Is that right in the film? Yeah. But obviously, I hadn't spotted it, and it was only in the flashback or so. I didn't know if it was similar to that or whether it was showed on the first time. And again, I just didn't click onto it. But even with that, it was still. I think the big issue with this is because it's quite obvious who's the main killer. Obviously, it's kind of guess a bit of a swerve that the Formula One driver's involved, but that's obviously not the main. I know he's the one that ends up in the car chase and all that kind of stuff, but you knew somebody was going to have to be involved, and obviously it's narrowed down that far with all the other killings that there's only so many ways that you can go with it as well. I don't know what made it better, to be honest.
They painted themselves into a corner by having all the suspects murdered off.
Yeah.
Which was stupid for me. But see on that point you were making that I'm too fully angry about how much I hate this film, right? But it doesn't do enough to establish any reason why you would care, regardless of what's going on, right? But the reason that I like this, I'm going to give this a slightly higher score than No Glass Onion, Knives Out, is because it's at least you're not insulted as much, right? Because you only got to see him getting tipped up in the flashback, right? So it happened off screen, so it's like, oh, here's a wee thing you didn't see.
Yeah.
Whereas in Knives Out, they genuinely need you to be stupid because they show you, and then at the end they go, oh, you didn't see that. So like you actually genuinely had to be like super thick for Knives to work. Whereas this, at least they kept that little bit off screen, even though it was still shite.
I think the Knives Out, the characters were a lot better though. Whereas in this one, it was maybe too focused on Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler, obviously. Whereas the other one, it was kind of there was a lot bit more interaction with our characters, and you maybe got to know them a bit better, and there was sort of storylines going on in the background. Think about how Dave Bautista was involved in it as Lassie was going and pumping that other guy and whatever else. So even like there was a bit more going on, whereas you just know like all of them hated this guy, all had reason to kill him. And that was really it. You didn't really get to know the ins and outs of MDL Switch. So maybe that's what they could have done to, or make it more about a mystery, really, because they basically just turned up and he got shot.
Aye, wasn't it?
Or he was stabbed, basically. The other thing as well, which was stupid, which I thought is that Now that I've actually started talking about it, my score's going down now. It's like the murder weapon when he gets stabbed. Who was it that starts touching the murder weapon and starts taking out his body and then putting it back in him? Whatever. What was that? That was just completely stupid.
See, to be fair, I did laugh at that bit when the Ugandan guy, I don't even know if he was Ugandan actually, so was it the king or something like that? Took the knife out and then put it back in. I did laugh at that bit, so fair play to them there.
I think I maybe did laugh a bit, but at the same time, I was laughing because how stupid it was, not because it was funny.
But see,
obviously, if it's a comedy, you're meant to be laughing because to me,
see if they're going to go with that angle of humour, do it the whole way through the film.
Yeah,
yeah. They should have made it much more slapstick. Then you wouldn't have paid attention to all the bits that were shite with it. Just make it completely comedy, and then it would have been better. Like Naked Gun and Airplane and that sort of shit. Then you care about the story.
I think that's the way they were trying to go down based on Adam Sandler's character, how he was meant to be a bit of a doofus, but it just didn't land where it was. Or probably
it's a wee foreshadowing bits. He's a really bad shot. He's a cop. He's a really, really bad shot. Guys, just remember, he's not very good at shooting. So at the end of the movie, he's going to shoot somebody and save my life. You knew that. As soon as that word came out the mouth that he's a bad shot, so all right, okay, so he shoots somebody at the end then, does he?
All right.
And then,
so
do you know what I mean? Even then, they're like, he was like, oh, that was a fluke. I was aiming for someone else. No, just say this has helped me aim better. Like, fucking lean into it or something. Don't like try and then play it off as a joke. I feel like I was like annoyed constantly watching this film. Like, I feel like I was getting my intelligence questioned the whole way through it. Like, what the fuck am I watching this for? I feel like I'm getting slapped in the face. And it pissed me off. So I think we should score this movie and stop talking about it.
Agreed.
Burnsie, you go first.
So I originally had this scored higher than The Road, but I'm bringing it down to the same as The Road now, which is really only just because of the way, it's because of the genre of the film that.
See, Burnsie, that type of comedy, you knew you fucked up, but you're leaning into it now. You're leaning into the joke. Lean into it. Don't pull away from it. Lean in.
Is that because it's really because of that, not because the film's anything special, but because I was glued to it because it's my type of film. But obviously that's still half the score I gave for Knives Out. So you can obviously tell that it wasn't anything near as close to my enjoyment for that.
It's a good solid 2 from you then.
Probably the highest score we're going to get, I think.
Well, listen, guys, it fucking thoroughly pissed me off, so it's getting a 0.25 from me. Honestly, I was so close to saying this is Zulu Dawn levels. Give me Mega Shark versus Colossus over this. Do what? I'll watch Capone over this.
That's very
maybe
claims.
Maybe no. Sean?
I'm just going to give this a 1. Just because Jennifer Aniston's in it.
I love that. Yeah. Aye.
There's not really much to say. Although I don't agree with it. It's nowhere near Zulu Dawn levels or anything like that. Like, it's at least you can stick this on and it'll be over pretty quickly. It doesn't drag or anything like that.
It's so funny because see in my mind, 0 to 0.25 is such a bigger jump than 4.75 to 5 is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Does that make sense? What I'm saying there?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is. I would never choose to put this movie back on. But I think Zulu Dawn is drastically worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Definitely. Like that Zero is going to be exceptional. Like exceptionally. Helpful.
Do you know what makes me aggressive about Zulu Dawn is how much I tried to like it. How much I rewound parts. I thought I didn't think I've quite picked up what's happened there, and then I watched it again. I thought, nah, I'm right. Nothing happened. It's like
I think for me it's because if somebody tells you a film's going to be good, which obviously I didn't say this film was going to be good. Like everybody was going in blind. Because if somebody tells you a film's going to be good and you're like, this is absolutely horseshit, then obviously it makes you score it even worse. Whereas I think Davey, for instance, said that it was classy. You're going in thinking at least, even if it's not your kind of film, you'll like it a wee bit. Or similar to other films that maybe I've said it before when you have picked, not I've scored it like a 0.25, but if somebody tells you a film is class and you go in with high expectations and it doesn't reach them, then it affects how highly you score it because you've been that disappointed with it.
Like Country for Old Men.
Yeah, exactly that.
I would say, ironically, if you had went in and watched this film blind, you might have scored it higher.
Hunter, speaking of that, what did you score it?
Right, I'm giving it a 0.5, and that is a 0.25 for Jennifer and a 0.25 for Gemma, and then that's it. They're very beautiful ladies.
Do you follow both of them?
Possibly, aye.
In the street?
Yeah.
Daniel?
I've actually put it lower. I was going to give it a 0.5, but I'm going to give it the same as Knives Out, a 0.25. With a can't my 10 times better comment on Twitter.
Sean, I thought you would appreciate the little read back there that you actually stitch them back up.
It was good. I like a stitch up. It's good when it comes off as well, because there's no knowing it's going to come off before you actually. You need to wait and hear what the other person's got to say first, and then you can pounce in.
Ah, you bastard. Burnsie, what does that do to the overall scoring?
0.8.
A 0.8. This puts this joint 179th on our leaderboard with Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu is much better than this.
This is just slightly ahead of the Butterfly Effect and Boondock Saints. And just slightly behind Zack Snyder's Justice League.
It's a good place for it, in amongst all the absolute garbage.
I'm not even disappointed when you after watching it that it wasn't going to, like I was going to be the higher scorer. So like it's not even one that I'm kind of defensive about, which is good.
Aye,
just accepted your fate in this one.
I know it wasn't good, and it's only just because I was stuck to it, even if it wasn't that great. No,
well, guys, it was a struggle to watch this one there, but we are into the this is the end of the penultimate week of the seen and unseen for this season that we're done. We have got 2 movies left that are going to be coming over the next few weeks. We've got Top Gun Maverick, which is an interesting one because I don't know if everyone here has even seen the original Top Gun. If you haven't, I would suggest watching the original Top Gun as well before you watch Top Gun Maverick.
No thanks.
Just straight into watch a sequel, Burnsie.
You can read a synopsis of what happens in the first one.
I made you that. I'm not going to watch a film. Was it your pick, Kel, this one?
No.
Top Gun Maverick was mine.
I'm not going to watch another film just to satisfy somebody's sequel.
That's
no offense
on you. And then we've got the horror movie Smile, which I'm sure Sean will be looking forward to.
I'll watch that during the day, probably.
I mean, the sun doesn't go down to about 10 o'clock at night because you're supposed to yourself like hell late night if you're watching that in the dark now.
Well, two more movies to come till we get to the end, then we will go into another cycle of seen and unseen. If there is any movies that you would like us to watch that you think we may have not seen already, please just drop it into the comments on Instagram. I'm sure Daniel will put a post up at some point asking for suggestions. Because I actually don't... I've got one in mind that I want to pick from a scene, but I've got no idea for the unseen at the moment. Has anyone else thought about it?
Somebody's banging a drum.
Say it again, Sean?
It sounds like somebody's banging a drum every so often. Did you not hear that, no?
No.
That's that marching band coming for the Gallaudet, Sean. They're just practicing outside.
What gone past your window at 10 o'clock at night, Sean?
The only reason I've got one is like how Stubbs mentioned Elvis, because obviously it's a film that I've seen and there's no many that I have seen.
A 3-hour movie.
I need to actually think about what ones I have seen to try and see if there's anything better. Because I did enjoy it the first time, to be fair, at the cinema, but I know before we've said that the cinema experience always makes you enjoy films probably better than what it does when you're sitting watching it yourself too, though, I find.
I've got a scene in mind, but my unseen is still a complete mystery. I'll need to start doing some research.
As
Is it
long as
Murder
it's not a
Mystery
murder mystery too. Well, let's wrap that up, guys. Thank you very much for those that have stuck with us. Slightly shorter episode this week than last week. Dubs, if you've stayed in with the end, we are expecting you to jump on board with the shite films as well as the good films for next time that you're on, just to bring this episode back to how we started it. Thank you very much for listening. As Morons do bid you farewell.
Cancel your Netflix subscription, guys.
And get on Nutflix.
Get on Nutflix.
Sorry I don't speak moron as well as you, but let me try.
What the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
It's a moron. That's not against the law.
Gun! You fucking moron!
Dressed up like Batman.
Because he is Batman, you moron.
What are you, a fucking moron?
You moron. Drop dead. Moron.
Whoa!
Up here, you morons.
Stepping morons like yourself.
Me down, you moron! Hey, moron!
Bid you farewell and good luck, morons. Bye.